So I'm just hanging out over here. Kind of bumming. But I got my buddy Asparagus. So I figured it'd be nice to have a little bit of comic relief to start the video. But yeah, tonight was supposed to be the night that the missus and I played. Well, I let her play and just let her be surprised by all the changes on the server. Because there's been a lot of changes. And I've kind of been slacking on that. I've had a lot of people asking me, hey, you going to cover all the crazy stuff going on over here, man? Like, what are you doing? And my answer is like, yeah, I'm going to get around to it. I'm going to get around to it. And, well, I finally decided let's get around to it tonight. And then this happened. And then this happened. So, yeah. Now, how did that happen? Well, that's the story, my friends, that we're all gathered around the fire for. To talk about. And I'm just going to roll back a little recording that I have, because I recorded it as it was going on. And the reason why I want to do this, I didn't want to, honestly, because, well, it doesn't reflect well on the server or on the community. Oh, hey, rain, all right. It doesn't reflect well on us. I don't like doing this. I just did something like this in regards to the Discord server, and I wasn't happy doing that either. But it was a problem, and it's still a problem, because people were bitching about that too. And it's best to nip it in the bud. In my experience in my life, if you let things go on and you bottle them up, well, it doesn't end well. It ends like this. Actually, it gets worse. It ends with no server. It ends with a server that just shuts down because, well, things tend to spiral out of control and emotions flare really fast, and that kind of stuff can be avoided. Anyway, I've been yakking on long enough. I don't want anybody to think that I'm attacking them with this. That's not what I'm trying to do. But, well, we've been down a similar path on a lot of private servers in the past. And I'm going to show you that. Just a little glimpse of that. We're going to look back into the old dusty EQA nostalgia vault from years ago. And find other people, not me, complaining about the same thing. But yeah, let's...
roll that beautiful bean footage.
Alright, so... here's the kind of thing you don't want to see when you log into the game. Especially if you're somebody who's new to the game. And we're going to get into that in a minute. Because there's some people here that are disrespecting a streamer. And a little bit before that, I think it was the night before that, somebody was trashing a YouTuber. And I've noticed that's kind of a thing going on lately. We're going to get into that in a second. But right here, hold on, I'll let this scroll. Alright, this guy. Okay, defend it. This is nuts. I'm not streaming this anymore. Can't turn off shout and never know what's going to be said. Alright, that's... now shout's off. Okay? He's absolutely right. And if you disagree with this, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. When people are streaming the game, it's bringing in fresh blood. That's a thing. If you don't think that's a thing, I know I understand the game's old, and in your mind it's like, no way, nobody cares about this. Well, you're wrong about that. I can tell you from personal experience, you are mistaken. There are fresh eyeballs on this game. I promise you all. I see them all the time. I see them just while I'm looking at the Sandstorm chat tool. Not even in the game. I'm watching that a lot. And I see arguments over here way too often, y'all. Way too often. I want to see the response. Somebody responded to that. Yeah. This tool over here, right. You guys know what I'm talking about. So this ended up getting rebooted because of it. Alright. Second off, I don't think your stream is what will revive this game. Sorry, dude. So there's some anti-streamer sentiment there. You're wrong. You're mistaken. And really, do we want to be arguing in our 30s and 40s on a game that, I notice as this game gets closer to becoming a reality, people argue more and more. Did anybody else notice that? There's like a pattern there. Did anybody notice that pattern? And if it continues, it's just not going to be a thing, because people are going to leave. The people that are interested, they're going to become uninterested. It doesn't matter if they're old timers or if they're new. And I can tell you right now, the missus herself has logged in and seen things that is like, what is going on here? And logged out. And she told me about it. I'm like, yeah, well, it's the internet. People are going to internet, She's like, yeah, but I don't want to see that. And he's right. It is a shame. And the only solution I can really think of is just make the chat like it used to be, where if people want to go into the general chat, right, like Baron's chat or Gen chat, like World of Warcraft style, you just go to Freeport. You never know. Freeport's wild. Things get wild over in Freeport, right? You never know what's going to be going on over there. But, yeah, I think we need to do that. It's going to make it feel less alive in other zones, but, well, some people just are not behaving. They're not behaving themselves, man. And it's a shame. But it's the way it is. And I noticed this brewing a while ago, that there were people who were just being just nasty. And I don't understand it. There's no reason for it. Everybody just needs to be chill. We all want our game back. You know what I mean? The problem is I've seen this before a lot. And I'm not wagging fingers at the devs or anybody in the community. I'm just saying, these things tend to go a certain way. And I remember one of the developers from Warhammer was just being really nasty to me. And I didn't understand it. He was just being a jerk. I reached out on Facebook. He continued to be a jerk. He said even worse things. I'm like, look, I'm going to make this video. I was reviewing your server, right? And I didn't anticipate it being this. I thought, oh, this is going to be cool. I'm going to cover this awesome server. I love Warhammer. And then you started acting like a jerk. So I'm going to give you a chance to walk that back. Okay. I admit that sounds arrogant, but I'm trying to cover this game, and I'm seeing that you're treating other people like shit and me. And I got to report my genuine reaction. I'm not going to bullshit people. So I'm going to publish this video. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. It won't get 100 views, he said. I'll never forget it. Here it sits. 16,000 views 7 years later. That's not a flex, dude. That's not a flex. That's just how shit went. That's how it went down. And my buddy over here, Herman. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know Herman. But in every case of a private server I've ever experienced, they have been run like it's the admin's private team's personal playground, and Kingdom almost always toxic. So if this hasn't happened yet, I don't know, then please don't let it happen. And I want to say I'm grateful to everybody working on this, but I don't want to see anybody turn into this, because there are many versions of this. Many versions of this. The Clementine server. Guys. Phantasy Star Universe Clementine. Right here. This one right here. Yes, I trust it. Stupid freaking firewall thing or something. Anyway. These guys have had quite a bit of infighting between the devs and some of the people in the community, and it's impacted their server. It's not a good thing, man. Now, these developers, they wouldn't share their game. They weren't open source like y'all. Which, somebody ended up wrangling the code and making their own server anyway, because that's what happens when there's any kind of power trips going on or people getting crazy or toxic things, they fracture and split up, and that's not healthy for the community, is it? No. We all know that that's not healthy for the community. So, a little less this. A little more getting along with people. So, yeah, anyways. It's a bummer, right? Like, that's the last thing you want to hear about. It's not cool. And just to touch on the anti-streamer sentiment and anti-YouTuber sentiment, I've been seeing that way too frequently. It's not like a ton of people. But the other day, somebody was crapping on another YouTuber. I don't know who he is. They were crapping on his channel and blah, blah, blah. And I don't understand. I don't understand it, man. So it's a weird thing to me. I don't know if people are just jealous of the fact that people have YouTube channels or something. I don't know why you would be. It's not really anything wonderful. It's not like it's some super stardom. Anybody can start a channel, and it's just weird to me that some people seem to hate the people who talk about the game. Or at the very least, they disrespect them. What was that crap? Sorry, dude, you're not bringing people into the game. Yeah, actually, he is. If he continues. You can do that too, by the way, just so you know. Instead of arguing or doing whatever that crap was, telling him sorry, you know, nobody cares about your channel. You can be a positive figure and do what he's doing. You can do what I'm doing. You can try to pull people into the game. Which is why I don't like making this video. What had to be said, because now everybody has been put in timeout. We've all been put into our corner. Do you understand? That's embarrassing. If you're not embarrassed by that and you took part in this, you need to be a little embarrassed. And you need to make sure that next time you get pissed off, you just keep it in tells. Because, I mean, nobody wants to be in their corner, right? Right, guys? We don't want to be in the corner. You're killing me.
Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.